Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday morning, March 15th. A cold and blustery morning in the Mid-Atlantic region, the Northeast U.S., and a very, very dry air mass with dew points way down in the single digits. In some areas, it's at or below 0 degrees, and a low dew point suggests very little moisture in the atmosphere, and indeed a very dry and cold start to the week here in the northeastern part of the nation. The big weather story of the past couple of days, major blockbuster snowstorm did indeed take place across the Colorado Rockies. Denver ended up with 27.1 inches of snow, the fourth biggest snowstorm ever in Denver, Colorado. Cheyenne, Wyoming ended up with 30.8 inches of snow, their biggest snowstorm on record. We talked all last week about the potential for a blockbuster snowstorm in that Denver to Cheyenne corridor. Indeed, it turned out that way. In some areas to the west, those higher elevation areas to the west of Denver actually got even more, 3-4 feet of snow in some of those foothills. That particular system weakens quite a bit over the next 24 hours or so as it tries to push into the eastern part of the nation. Some moisture will make it all the way into the Mid-Atlantic region on Tuesday and into Tuesday night, and wintry mix is quite likely, even in places like D.C., and there could even be a little bit of snow accumulation north of the Mason-Dixon line later tomorrow into tomorrow night. Places like eastern Pennsylvania, interior New Jersey, New York City metro region. A stronger system will make its way across the country over the next few days and work its way into the Mid-Atlantic region by about Thursday. It will have some rain at the onset, but there's a chance that it could pull in enough colder air to cause a changeover to snow by the time Friday afternoon, Friday evening rolls around. The main pattern over the next several days will feature strong blocking over the southeastern part of Canada. Right in this region right here, very, very strong upper level high pressure system. And what that will tend to do is cause a suppression of the low pressure systems that indeed are trying to work their way into the Mid-Atlantic region. This initial wave for Tuesday and Tuesday night goes up in this fashion into the Ohio Valley and then tends to be suppressed to the south and east because of that strong block over the southeastern part of Canada. Later in the week, an even stronger system will indeed work its way across the Rockies with more snowfall and then take this kind of a path suppressed after it moves into the Ohio Valley to the south and east. And what this kind of a track will do is allow for the possibility of rain changing to snow on Thursday into Friday in the Mid-Atlantic region, the Northeast U.S., especially in those higher elevation areas, interior Northeast U.S. As it gets suppressed to the south and east, it has the ability to pull in colder air from the north to the south, and all due to this blocking pattern that's set up for the next several days across the southeastern part of Canada. The teleconnection indices that we often look at this time of the year, the Arctic Oscillation, North Atlantic Oscillation, are kind of sliding negatively over the next few days, and that's given us a signal that there's a blocking pattern set up over the southeastern part of Canada. Well, let's take a look at the operational run of the GFS. We're looking at 500 millibar height anomaly forecast maps. Now, blocking is represented here with higher heights than normal, as indicated by the deep orange or even red. Again, very strong high pressure aloft over this part of Canada as we begin the work. Here's the remnants of that upper level low that produced the historic snowstorm out in the Rockies. Again, the fourth biggest snow ever in Denver, the biggest snow ever in Cheyenne, Wyoming. This particular corridor right in this region right here, Denver to Cheyenne, got pounded by snow, and there was thunder snow included in this, an all-out blissful day for snow lovers, blissful weekend for snow lovers out in that part of the nation. All of the upper air support with this particular system just kind of falls apart over the next 6 to 12 to 24 hours or so, but some moisture does make its way into the Mid-Atlantic region, and it'll be cold enough and dry enough for a wintry mix, even down into D.C. metro region. There could even be enough snow let's say north of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border tomorrow into tomorrow night to show up on the ground, maybe a coating or so of snow accumulation with the moisture that does make its way into the eastern part of the nation. And then notice here, by tomorrow afternoon, a follow-up upper level trough puts some more snow down across the Rockies, and that system does not fall apart as it comes into the east. Watch it as it goes all the way into the east. Now keep in mind, blocking up to the north, it looks like it's headed up into the Ohio Valley. Indeed, maybe a surface reflection makes it as far north as the Ohio Valley, but at that point it's kind of suppressed to the south and east because of all this block to the north. Watch, it goes into Indiana and then starts turning to the south and east, and the surface low pressure area will do the same. We'll kind of take a track towards the south and east at some point late in the week event, and that will allow for the possibility of colder air to perhaps change rain to snow, especially in interior sections of the northeastern states. Now let's take a look at the surface forecast maps, especially for that late week event. Well, here we go, using the operational run of the GFS at 0Z last night, starting off the week right here with very, very cold and dry air for this time of the year. I mean, we have dew points that are exceedingly low, a fire warning in effect because any kind of a wildfire could spread rapidly with the blustery conditions and the extremely low relative humidity here. And here are the moisture that remains from that Colorado Rockies blockbuster snowstorm now produces some good snows out across the central plains. It does work its way, albeit in a weaker format, into the Mid-Atlantic region. By tomorrow morning could be a wintry mix of rain, sleet, or snow, or some combination of the three in the DC metro region, and then it'll kind of fill in up across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and I think it could be even colder than the GFS is showing here down into southeastern PA with more in the way of snow and sleet during the day. Again, not a major event by any means, but could be enough to produce maybe a coating of snow north of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border all the way up into northeastern PA, New York City, and interior New Jersey, a wintry mix in DC. And this is basically Tuesday into Tuesday night. And then looking out west here by tomorrow evening, another deep upper level trough could produce some more significant snow out across the Rockies, and that will tend to head towards the Ohio Valley. Look at how far north it is at this particular time into Missouri, but then it runs into that blocking pattern out across south central Canada, southeastern Canada. You can see here strong Canadian surface high pressure by Thursday morning. This initial system makes it into the Ohio Valley, and there we go. It starts to be suppressed to the south and east. Look at that jump between Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening down to the south, with cold air starting to really build into southeastern Canada. And here is the potential scenario here. As this system pulls down to the south and east, colder air will also drop from the northwest to the southeast, and you can see some blue showing up here by Thursday evening, way up over northwestern part of New York State. Watch what happens here as that system goes from the Ohio Valley to off the Mid-Atlantic coastline. Colder air starts to filter in from the north to the south. Indeed, a changeover to snow, quite likely in interior, higher elevation locations of the northeastern part of the nation. And I think it could change over to snow not only all the way down to Philadelphia, but even perhaps down into the DC metro region later in the day on Friday. We'll have to watch that as that colder air comes in. Again, the stronger system comes late in the work week, goes up in the Ohio Valley, then is suppressed to the south and east by strong blocking to the north, and all that will be followed by yet another chilly air mass for the northeastern quadrant of the nation as we begin the upcoming weekend. Beyond that, by the way, there could be a kind of an interesting subtropical low that forms near the southeastern coastline. We'll have to watch next week. But over the next few days, some winter type weather. We have a wintry mix in DC on Tuesday and Tuesday night. Could include some snow, but even more of a chance for some snow and sleet north of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border on Tuesday and Tuesday night. Maybe even a coating of snow, eastern PA, interior New Jersey, New York City metro region. And then at the end of the work week, we'll have to watch for a potential rain changing to snow event in the Mid-Atlantic region in the Northeast U.S. Blocking will play an important role over the next several days. That's it for now. For PerspectiveWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.